So you're at General Motors for a couple years, and then you hear of an opportunity to go to a company called IBM.
So this wasn't, as people sometimes think, do you have this long thought out career plan? I'm sorry to tell you, it was, I had been working at General Motors, and while I liked what I was doing, I really felt, because I liked technology, it was this idea to be able to apply it to lots of different industries. And it was as simple as, my husband said, hey, look, I have a friend, and his dad works for IBM. Why don't you just call him? And actually, I think it was my husband that actually set the interview up, to be honest with you.
Did you get a finder's fee or anything from you?
Yeah, I'm still paying that finder's fee. So I went to the interview when I was hired.
Or what area were you initially?
I started out as a systems engineer. So I was a systems engineer, and I worked in banking, insurance, and I had many experiences through my years. And I remember I had gone into consulting, so I'd learned a lot of things, and it was time to do another job. And the story I always tell is that I worked for a gentleman, very good mentor, and he said to me, hey, I'm gonna get a new job, and you're gonna get my job, but you gotta go for an interview. You're one of the candidates, go to this interview. So I thought, so I go to the interview, and he tells me all about the job, and I'm sitting there and I think, boy, in my mind, I'm not sure I'm ready for this yet. This is a big job, right? Just a little more time and I would be ready. And I said to him, I said, well, may I go home, and I would like to talk it over. Give me overnight to think about it. And I went home, and so I get home, and my husband, he's sitting there, and as usual, I always say, you know, I'm talking, he's like, And I tell him about this interview. And I said, I wanted to go home and sleep on it. He goes, do you think the man would have answered that question that way? And I mean, I can remember it like it was yesterday. I said, no. And I went in the next day, and of course I took the job immediately. And the man who did my mentor, who suggested it, he said to me, he goes, don't do that again. I said, I understand. And it is what formed this basis for me that I think has guided my whole career, which is growth and comfort never coexist. And you have got to get really comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's when you learn the most.